ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a rather special episode of the WarWolf Podcast. Lots of shit happened this week.
This week? Let's talk about the past 2 weeks, because holy Jesus fucking ballsack.
Yeah.
So, and sorry, I'm kind of just wandering off on the side, just looking at stuff. So, over the course of the past couple weeks, because we didn't record last week, ended up getting a little busy there, and I think Will fell asleep. So I'm gonna disconnect it real quick. Okay. Poor Will. No, he was saying how he hadn't slept well, so it's like, oh, okay, there he goes. Yeah. Yeah, the man with severe insomnia and narcolepsy is not sleeping well. I wonder why.
Yeah.
But
we need to get that dude some brain implosion energy or something.
But what we end up having over the course of the past 2 weeks has been a cacophony of fucking bullshit across the board. Mm-hmm. Now let's we can start. I guess we should start from last week, just so we can kind of lay out a few things, because these are all fucking connected, and this is the scary part about it. So we have the ceasefire in Iran gets announced. The whole thing kind of, peters out. Now, of course, there are elements of the IRGC that are still fighting, but there's a large element of the civilian government, which we later have, after everything was kind of said and done, we did learn that part of the civilian government basically was being held hostage by the IRGC, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys are aware, I've heard through the grapevine that the current Ayatollahs are being held in house arrest by the remaining IRGC. So there is a hard fracture that is formed within Iran between the IRGC and the non-IRGC elements. A very hard fracture. As a result of this situation, the announcement of the blockade and all this other shit, oil and gas tankers are flooding the U.S. Like, the Gulf is getting fucking hammered with ships coming in to load. Now, supposedly, tankers are able to get into the Persian Gulf and load up on Iranian stuff. I've heard that. I doubt the validity of it, because one of the key things, if you guys aren't aware of how oil works, it's a pressurized system. And in order to maintain that pressure, you can't shut it down. It's just you're not, once you get it going, you have to keep it going. Period in the story. And one of the big things is storage. You only have so much storage that you're capable of storing the product that you're pumping. So in the case of the Iranians with their oil, they only have so much storage before they max out, and they have to stop the flow. They have to cut the pressure. And if they cut the pressure, it can take upwards of 3 to 6 months to get that shit back online, because they have to rebuild the pressure. And you can't rebuild it instantaneously. It takes time to rebuild it. So we're looking at a very distinct possibility that the Iranians might be being allowed to ship some stuff out as a means to make it so that they aren't forced to shut down, but it doesn't seem to be a lot at all. So there is that aspect of it. And to be completely frank, honestly, more than likely, only the Chinese are allowed into the Iranian ports to load up. More than likely. I'm just saying. That seems to be what I suspect is going on. So we've got that. And again, the procession of ships coming into the Gulf of America, just we're talking 180 ships was the last report I saw. That number's probably grown at this point. And these ships are coming in, and they are loading up and getting the fuck out as quickly as possible. Like, there's massive, quick turnaround times. Like, they're just like, no, get in, get out as quickly as we can. So, lots of shit going on there. Then we move on to the domestic side of this, because this ties into the Iranian stuff. We then have the whole WTI Brent spread. I should pull it up real quick. So right now, WTI is holy Jesus fucking crap. WTI is trading at 96.18. Brent is trading at 107.37. That is a effectively $10 spread. A little more. Yeah, a little more than $10. A $10 spread between WTI and Brent. Like, what? Excuse me? And mind you, what we're seeing is a bunch of downward pressure on oil prices. The oil market wants to go down. There's been a shit ton of downward force on it from the market, not manipulation. Brent, actually, funny enough, there's a lot of indicators that are part of the Brent price that show that it's being artificially manipulated up at the very moment to try to put pressure on WTI, but there's no like, it's kind of like LIBOR and SOFR. Because the disconnect has occurred, LIBOR couldn't affect the price of SOFR anymore. Well, now we're seeing the same thing happen with Brent and WTI. So there is a whole lot of shit going on here, and it's fucking amazing to watch.
So, just for those who might not know, as you mentioned, the spread is around $10. What has been the spread of Brent and WTI?
Well, historically, okay. So let me pull up the.
Yeah, like what has it normally looked like? What does the spread normally look like as opposed to $10?
Okay, so real quick. So, pulling up the 10-year chart real quick. So, oh Lord. Hold on. Oh Lord, that's glorious. Not $10. Let's just say that. If you go back and look at the charts, like right now, I'm looking at June 6th. So this was the last big peak, by the way. This was back in June 6th of 2022. WTI was trading around 115, and Brent was trading around 118, almost 119. So we're currently at a spread that's double the last big pop up in prices.
Yeah. Also worth noting, you said both of those numbers are higher than they are currently with this whole war going on. So, you know, there wasn't a war going on in 2022 in the Middle East, and the prices were higher.
Yes. Yes. But that shows the disconnect.
Yes.
That shows, because if I go and look, March 16th, 2026, Brent tops out at around 112. And then if I come over here to WTI and I look at what date did I say?
March 12th.
Yeah. Can't quite get March 12th on this. Hold on. Come on. March 12th. There we go. Okay. Yeah, March 12th. Same time. So Brent is topping out. Hold on. Let me just make sure I got the right date. Oh, okay. It was March 20th. So 112, March 20th, and then WTI, March 20th. WTI was around 98. Brent or WTI doesn't pop over 100 until so effectively, let's say March 30th. Let's just say March 30th. So Brent pops over 100 March 20th. And then March 30th is when WTI finally catches up to the 100 mark. But even then, on March 30th, Brent was trading at 107. And WTI is just breaching 100. So there was already a ginormous spread between the two. And now we're seeing that spread solidify. And it's a $10 fucking spread. Yeah. No, if I'm the Brent contract, I'm desperate to find ways to get that price down and eliminate that spread, because that's more money that Brent's losing day by day. Because then at that point in time, people are going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go to the U.S. for my futures contracts.
Right.
I'm not gonna bet on a giant fucking spread like that. I'll leave 20% for the god of greed. I'm not trying to lose my fucking shirt here.
Right.
But then when you start talking about, okay, so what does that mean pricing wise? Well, then that means, like, for example, if you're trying to get oil out of, say, the UK, off the North Sea, what's the, are you paying a $20, $30, $40 premium on what you're trying to get out of the US?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, because, real oil prices aren't reflected necessarily within the futures market. Whereas, like right now, like let's say the Chinese, what are they buying oil for? They could be buying oil for $110 a barrel, whereas the Japanese and the Koreans are buying oil for 70, 75. That's the kind of spread we could be talking. So just in general, like, the whole situation plays a big part into what we're seeing now, because if we look at gasoline futures, like right now, gasoline futures are trading at $3.50, which, if we come over to gasoline futures real quick, if we go back to March 30th, they were trading around the 325 range. So they've popped up about a little more than 25 cents. And it's like, okay, so they've popped up. But why are they popping up? Well, okay, what's happened since March 30th? A bunch of gas refineries are being hit. A bunch of oil refineries are being hit. Well, who's hitting those refineries? And that becomes then another part of this puzzle. And then we go forward from there. Start thinking, okay, so what's going on with the situation in regards to the U.S. and gas prices? Well, you look at the gas prices here in the U.S., gas prices are up on average about $1 to $1.10 across the board. Like right now, gas at the, we stopped to, I stopped to get something for Poe to munch on before we drove down to my dad's this morning. Gas was $3.95 a gallon. The if you take out all the taxes and all the other bullshit, it's probably sitting around that 350 futures price if you take all those taxes out. And hell, it might actually be lower if you take out the RINs blending credit bullshit out of it. So it could have been, the actual real price would have probably cut, let's say 325. Let's just say 325, just to be nice and round. Say the real price is around 325. Well, you go over to Europe, and Europe is paying twice, if not 3 times that.
Yep.
And by the way, over in Europe, what's their primary fuel source? What's their primary fuel for their vehicles?
For their vehicles, gas?
Diesel.
Oh, diesel.
Yeah, diesel. By the way, even if they wanted to, you can't use American sweet crude for diesel. There's not enough energy density to it. You can use it for gasoline. You can't use it for diesel. So, where does that leave Europe? Well,
fucked.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because all the heavy sour crude, or not heavy sour crude, but the medium sour crude, like the Urals and the Iranian oil and the Canadian oil, for example, they have access to the Canadian oil. Well, right now, Alberta's threatening to fucking secede from Canada. They can't increase production in the North Sea because they got a bunch of crazy motherfuckers up there that will blow up an oil derrick because, the environment, shit like that. So you're what?
Same reason they also can't increase production in Canada because,
yes.
Yeah, retarded people don't let it have banned, expanding the oil sands and such.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing is then you start looking at the situation with the economy as a whole. And like I was talking to a guy the other day who was, he was pissed off because he's paying so much more for diesel because he has a diesel truck. And I was like, okay, and why aren't you pissed off at the government for the right reason? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, motherfucker, you're paying 70, I think it's 76 cents. Yeah, I think it's 76 cents. 76 cents in taxes? You're paying 76 cents in fuel tax every time you fill up on every gallon. Why are you not pissed about that? Well, that is annoying, but, the prices wouldn't be nearly as high even with the taxes if this... no. Why are you bitching that we're handling problems that need to be handled when you could be bitching about the fact that they're taxing the utter bejesus out of one of the main things we need in order to be able to do things?
Mm-hmm.
Because on regular gasoline, which is what I use in my car, it's like 67 cents or something like that in taxes. It's like, I bitch about those taxes all the fucking time, by the way. Because it's like, no, fuck you. Oh, but it goes to maintaining the roads. Okay, yeah, sell me that bullshit again. Sell me that bullshit again. Yeah. Because we know damn well that shit's going into it's going into state and federal coffers, and then they're, maybe in 10 years they'll approve a road project.
Yes, it's not that expensive to maintain roads.
Okay, so real quick. So, I because of my new job, I work I now work in the same city I used to work in when I was working with my family. So yeah, I'm getting to be all over my old stomping grounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after about 20 years, because this project has been in, I remember seeing the yard signs talking about this way back in the fucking day. after 20 years, the city in question is has finally gotten all the approval and everything to start putting in the sidewalks that they've been wanting to put in. They haven't been able to, because they've been fighting with the fucking state government to release funds to do infrastructure work for the past like 20 fucking years. And they're finally getting to do the fucking sidewalks that they've been wanting to do. And we're talking, that's the level of bullshit that we're talking with the whole, oh, but they use it for the roads. No, they don't want to fucking spend the money. They want to collect that money in the fucking coffers, and then they want to launder it off somewhere. They don't actually want to spend it on shit. Yes. So fuck you and fuck your roads. Stop fucking taxing my shit.
They'd much rather send that money to fucking leering centers than they would to actually roads.
Shit. It's not even that, dude. Like, okay, so here's the fucked up part. That's a microcosm. The whole Somali fraud bullshit is a microcosm of what's actually going on. And this ties into what we're now seeing with the SPLC. Yep. See, I told you all this shit was fucking connected. Mm-hmm. The SPLC gets indicted on massive fraud charges. And mind you, everybody is, some people were bitching and whining and crying that, oh, it's a nothing burger, nothing's going to happen, yada yada. And it's like, you dumb sons of bitches. They indicted the organization. This wasn't a board member or two. This was the entire organization was brought up on charges.
Yes. This is how you shut down organizations. You don't just throw one figure.
No. This isn't just shut down. This is reappropriation.
There's another thing.
They are going to be taking the assets of said organization, putting it into a fund, and then proceeding to probate the fuck out of it until everybody who got their money taken gets their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
And I also got some.
The criminal side of this is going to be laughable. The civil side of this is going to be fucking biblical. Anyways, go ahead, Stoner. Sorry.
That's right. But I do have something I do want to mention. Where is this lawsuit happening?
Second district, I think, or middle district of Alabama.
Ding 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 ding. Anyways, sorry.
It's not happening in It's not happening in DC where people can throw a rock at a member of ICE and then activist juries will just nullify the verdict.
Yeah, and given that state's history with the SPLC, I do not think my former statesman will be kind to that organization.
No.
Well, yeah, the white man's NAACP is definitely going to burn. Let's say that. Yep. Here's also the other funny thing is that this right here, the SPLC. What's one of the main power bases of the SPLC in the nation?
What?
Arkansas.
Really? Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh,
when is Arkansas?
Lord, wait.
Oh, is this a Clinton thing?
Now, it runs parallel.
Because other than that, I was thinking, what has ever come out, what is Arkansas the power base? When has Arkansas ever been the power base of anything? Except
here's the problem, Dale, is that you don't understand what Arkansas really represents in the South. It represents the loyalist holdouts in the South.
Interesting.
Because here's the thing is that Arkansas. So do you guys know anything about Arkansas as an actual thing?
Not in the least, with the one exception of Bill Clinton.
Well, here's what I do know about Arkansas. 1, the Razorbacks football team. 2, Bill Clinton. And 3, allegedly, Billy had a hand in the import of drugs into that state that then spread out into the southeast.
So, I actually want to hit you with a bigger thing than just the bullshit with the Clintons. Arkansas is one of the biggest economic powerhouses in the South. A lot of people don't realize this. It's a technology center.
Really?
Where is the auxiliary launch sites for NASA?
They're in Arkansas?
They're in Arkansas.
Interesting.
Oh, that's interesting because I thought the only other auxiliary launch site they had was at Vandenberg.
No, they hold on.
Where is Vandenberg?
Vandenberg is what now is a Space Force base. It used to be an Air Force base out in California. That was an alternate launch site for NASA.
Well, if that's true, at least now there's one other thing that is, not in California.
Okay, so technically speaking, the facilities themselves are not operational, but the state was home to the Arkansas Research and Test Station in Montgomery County, one of the only 2 U.S. sites built in the 1960s to transmit communications to Earth-orbiting satellites. And yes, they did launch satellites from Arkansas. But that's
interesting.
The point. That's the point. You're talking about a state, which, again, the SPLC has a very, very large amount of fingers in, that is also home to the Clintons, that is also very economically fucking important, and is also on what, ladies and gentlemen?
On what?
The Mississippi River and the Gulf of America.
And for those that don't know, the Mississippi River is a really big trade artery.
Yes.
River barges, shit like that.
Not just that, but the fact that it is literally. Now, most people, there's some people that are going to be like, but wait, Arkansas is landlocked. No, it isn't. The Mississippi River.
That's what I was fixing to say. Apparently, somebody didn't study geography because the Mississippi River runs through that state. Though
you can't be fucking landlocked if you have a direct connection to the fucking waterway that is called the Mississippi. The only way you're landlocked at that point in time is if you're upriver and a downriver state decides you don't get to travel. That's the only time you become landlocked. But that's the whole point, is you're talking about a critical fucking junction. And then you also have the SPLC presence in Mississippi and Alabama. The SPLC was one of the main fucking groups that was like, oh, the new Mississippi state curriculum is racist. It disenfranchises black children. You mean the same black kids that are now ranked 9th in the entire fucking country? From 47th?
Yep.
You mean those kids? You mean the kids that are fucking outperforming Massachusetts?
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yeah. As a Southerner who grew up all his life hearing goddamn Yankees making fun of us, yeah. Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, well, to those people, having high standards is just considered racism. Yeah. Expecting something from minorities is just considered racism. Because those minorities are so stupid that they can't do anything on their own, and they need They need the white liberals to protect them.
But no, that's the whole thing, is that we're talking about a whole situation. And I mean a whole fucking situation where we are talking a large number. And it's not going to end up being, you know, let's say, you know, 10. Let's just use that number. It's not going to be 10 organizations that get hit by this shit. It's going to be hundreds. We're not talking the SPLC as a monolith. We're talking about all of its subsidiaries. We're talking about all of its partners. We're going to talk about all of these dumb motherfuckers that decided that they were going to spend money to try to divide and destroy this nation because they thought it would be fun.
Yeah. The SPLC and its subsidiaries like the KKK.
Yeah, and the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yep.
By the way, I just want to point out somebody actually was doing some research into like the money flows and whatnot, and I have not been able to fully confirm it yet, but I have seen some numbers that kind of indicate that this is true. The Aryan Brotherhood was basically defunct and dead as an organization operationally until the fucking SPLC just handed them like a cool couple million or something like that.
Yep.
Because the Aryan Brotherhood, oh, by the way, what are they? They're a gang. Legally speaking, they're a gang. They're not allowed to operate financially. They're not allowed to have bank accounts. They're not allowed to have this, et cetera, et cetera. So they had a shit ton of money tied up in bank accounts that got shut down and shit that they were trying to get, you know, go through the court system. They never ended up winning those cases. But they were trying to do all that at the same time that they were basically fucking, they were defunct. And then all of a sudden these motherfuckers come along and they pay them a shit ton of money to be able to keep up the grift. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, oh my God, why?
And interestingly enough, I said this before in chat, but I think it's worth repeating on the air. Very interesting that 3 individuals, those being Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, and Ian Carroll, all immediately go dark the day after the SPLC is indicted for this.
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the fun part. Is as more of these organizations get outed, you know, I won't be surprised if the NAACP and a few others get hit with similar investigations and indictments. Hell, the NAACP, I wouldn't be surprised if they got hit with some racketeering shit as well, to be completely honest. Some of the dirty ass shit the NAACP has done to the black community. Like this is the funny part, is like the SPLC is the white man's side of the civil rights movement, and then the NAACP is the black man's, and they're both crushing the whites and blacks against one another because they're like, no, you can only be poor, you can't make money.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Only Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson can make money. You have to stay.
Yeah, seriously. It's fucking hilarious, to be honest. But you know, the simple fact is that at this juncture, it's like, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to see these fucking organizations get hit with all of this shit. When I saw the news about the SPLC, like, first off, I was working when that news came in. I didn't actually hear about it until the next day when I saw everybody posting about it, and then I went and looked, and I was like, holy shit. And I was fucking it's like, oh, hey, we're finally going to be crushing some of these little bastards? Thank God.
Yep.
And my daughter is apparently losing her fucking mind in the bedroom. she's been very very vocal the past like week or so. But the so we have this, which then leans into what we are currently watching now. All of a sudden, there's another attempt against Donald Trump. Now, a lot of people, there's been quite a few, and most of them fall within the MTG and other retard crowd. Actually, I kind of skipped over a beat there. Actually, now that I think about it, you want to talk about Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes and all of them fucking falling off the face of the earth?
Yep.
Holy shit! I almost skipped over that. I'm like, oh wait a minute. I thought of MTG and I was like, oh wait, we gotta back up a little bit. The whole situation with the SPLC gets indicted. Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Owen Schroyer, fucking all these other little shitheads fucking just fall off the face of the earth or announce they're taking a break or a hiatus or whatever the fuck. It's like,
yep. Very.
Oh wait, that's actually for real? For real?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very conspicuous timing.
Yeah, Candace is currently hiding out in the UK. We know that. Nick Fuentes, nobody's 100% sure where he is right now. Owen Schroyer tried to play it off like he was dealing with some shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, bud. And a few others.
Hey.
Yeah,
quite a few others, actually.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ian Carroll. Ian Carroll. Actually, no, sorry. I got Ian Carroll and Owen Schroyer. Owen Schroyer came out swinging, basically doubled down, tried to, I think he's trying to posture. I think he's just retarded.
Yes.
Like you should have gotten out of the country, bud. And Ian Carroll was the one that tried playing it off like he was dealing with some shit and that he was going to be taking a hiatus. So it's like, did the entire woke right just fall apart because the SPLC got fucking indicted?
I would say it has.
Well, here's the funny part about it is that when I told my dad that Candace Owens ran off to the UK and she's hiding out in the UK right now, and he was like, "So we need to invade the UK to fucking arrest the bitch." Mind you, this is a dude that's been a Candace fan since 2016.
Yeah. No. You need to leave Candace in the UK because remember, the defamation laws in the UK are much laxer than they are in America. Yes, just let the Macrons deal with her.
Yeah, I heard that the Macrons still have a pretty big axe to grind with her.
Yep.
Yes, and apparently there is something going on in the background that I've been hearing about. I haven't fully gotten any confirmation on it, but I have heard some stuff in the background. That the situation with Macron kind of was that there was kind of a kibosh put on it because of Candace's husband. I've heard a few things. Nothing confirmed, unfortunately, because can't confirm anything until you actually see it. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely like one of those situations where you're like, is the British really gonna let the frog get one up on them?
Good question.
They may have to because it seems that they recruited possibly just the most retarded person possible, and kind of blew up in their faces.
Oh, it hasn't just blown up in their face. It's literally become a massive. It's become a massive shit show where literally we're talking about not just one or two people that are potentially going to get outed in this whole thing. We're talking a whole cadre of commentators. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a whole cadre of what's the term? Of activists. We're talking about a whole set of people who have been working in this field of bullshit for decades now, trying to undermine us. And mind you, the SPLC indictment, there was multiple multiple what's the word I'm looking for? Damn.
Charges?
No, there was there were multiple blips that went off across the world. Not just in the US, but in Europe as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking just a epic shit ton of people and organizations connected to the SPLC. So, the spider web works outward. It's not just the center, it goes out. And so where does this lead us? All the people and all the organizations that are tied.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know too.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, at the end of the day, we are looking at a massive potential of the next couple months. We're going to see a lot of the dirty laundry of a lot of different people fucking outed. And Candace, I have a special notice for you specifically. I would stay in the UK if I were you.
Yeah.
Well, that's assuming she's smart, and we all know that she's a few... What's the word I'm looking for? She's a few French fries short of a full Happy Meal.
Well, she is kind of retarded.
Kind of retarded? My friend, she makes the kid eating glue in the corner look like a friggin' genius.
Yeah. Never go full Candace.
Oh, no, I completely agree with you.
I mean, I swear, I think, this is just a little personal theory of mine, is that after she had her kid, her pregnancy chemical imbalance, her pregnancy, her hormones out of whack.
Well, no.
Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I think that's what her problem is.
No. She has been a contemptuous bitch for years. Again, you go look at prior to 2013, she was a hardcore leftist loony. Mm-hmm. And then she comes onto the scene as this, right-wing starlet, post 2015.
I seem to remember that.
And then you look at the situation with Steve Bannon and Jack Posobiec. Bannon Jr. is fucking bitching up a storm right now, like bitching and bitching and bitching about everything, and it's like he's just mad he didn't get invited. You notice how Bannon. Seriously, real quick, do you guys notice that Bannon and Posobiec aren't getting invited to shit? They're not. Like, it's obvious at this point in time.
Interesting.
Well, it's obvious why now, because, Bannon's fucking... He's buddy-buddy with Epstein, or was buddy-buddy with Epstein, and Posobiec is, Bannon Jr., so it's obvious.
Huh.
Now...
I haven't really been keeping up with them, so I don't really know much of the drama going on amongst them.
Well, there is... Then we can move on from there. The rats fleeing the ship. Which I do love how Tim Pool was talking all the shit he was, and it's like, bro, just because you happen to be clean in this situation doesn't mean you aren't a fucking whiny cunt.
I swear to God, if I hear Timmy say Civil War one more time, if I see him in real life, I'm stealing his beanie.
There's video of someone doing that to him
Hold up. Yeah, on second thought, I might not want to do that, because if I do, I'd probably go to jail for endangering the public.
Hey, real quick, I need to step away for a moment, so let's pause.
All right, no worries.
So give me just a few minutes.
Yeah, have you seen Tim Pool without his beanie?
Yes, I have. Motherfucker is bald.
I was flashing back to that scene from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Bald!
He is bald to the bone.
And the funny thing is I'm older than he is, and I got more hair on my head than he does.
Yep.
Thank God for good genetics.
If there's one thing you know about Tim Pool, it's that every other day, Civil War this, Civil War that, Civil War this.
I swear he'd master debates to that.
Yes.
Sorry for painting that picture in your head.
That's fine. It's content.
Yeah, you've had worse.
Indeed.
I think it was about a day or so ago, I heard Nux Taku say something about Nick Fuentes and a few others leaving the country.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, no disrespect to Nux Taku, but I was kind of doubting the Blue Jew a little bit. Turns out the Blue Jew was right.
Okay, I am sorry about that. I needed to go check on her and make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. So, as we come forward, what we now have is we got King Charles coming in on the 28th. On the 26th, or 25th, sorry. On the 25th, we have an attempt against Trump's life.
Mm-hmm.
The dude is, the typical stupid lefty who, a lot of people are trying to link him to the IDF. Turns out
it was AI.
It was AI. Then we've got the fact that he was a graduate. At least I believe he was a graduate. He might have just went. He might not have graduated. I'm not sure. Of Caltech, which, if you know anything about Caltech, I'm sorry, but that's a CIA school.
You know what's funny? Speaking of Caltech, have you ever seen the movie The Hunt for Red October?
No.
Yes.
Well, Seaman Jonesy, the sonar technician, he went to Caltech.
The situation that we end up having as a result is an individual makes an attempt on Trump's life right before, or a few days before, I should say. A few days before, the King of England, is supposed to show up. Then we now today have the scrutinizing of the king in regards to supposed money that he received while he was the heir to the throne from Qatar. Now, it's like, oh, okay, I see what's fucking going on here. Ian Burlingame put it pretty succinctly. They are hoping to not just finish Trump off because they want to get rid of him, but they're also trying to send the message. You dare fucking rebel, we'll fucking kill you. Or we'll destroy your life. Or we'll take away this, that, or so on and so forth. So we are talking a massive amount of shit that is going to be coming down the line in the next couple weeks. I honestly speaking, if King Charles shows up on the 28th and we don't announce effectively a full, resumption of hostilities with the UK, I'll be surprised at this point. Like, I will be fucking surprised. Because if I was Charles, I would be coming to Trump and being like, okay, look, fucking just save the fucking nation at this point. Just fucking save it.
At least the folks that are tied in with the City of London that run the BBC, and I'm not talking about the talking about the news networks for all you perverts. Have y'all noticed that the Falkland Islands have finally come back into the public circle?
Yep.
After about 40 years of silence. So I can actually comment on that a little bit. I think that was a bit of a shot across the bow against the Brits. I think that was meant as a, hey, look, we'll just start dismantling you. We could do it. What are the Brits going to do against the Argentinians without the U.S. backing it?
Yep. Do they even have ships capable of getting to Argentina anymore? Are they just sinking on their own?
They don't have the sea lift capacity that they had in the early 80s. If I remember correctly, they do have.
So here's the thing: is the sea lift capacity doesn't fucking matter when at the end of the fucking day your airlift capacity, because here's the thing: if you don't have the ability to ship things to and from the fleet and the homeland, by the way, that's how the U.S. supported the Brits during the Falklands thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were providing cargo transit via air from their fleet to the from the homeland to the fleet. Without that capability, without that asset, without that assistance, they can't do jack shit anyways.
Exactly.
But here's the point is that it was meant to be a shot across the bow, in my opinion. It was meant to be, hey, we'll start dismantling you. And by the way, the Falklands, it matters, but it doesn't matter at the same time, because in the case of Argentina, it matters because it actually solidifies their territorial waters. They have a big territorial water dispute because of the Falklands with the British. So it's so on the microcosm that is Argentina, it's a huge deal. For the rest of the world, it's not that big of a deal. What actually matters is Canada.
Yeah, fuck Canada.
Agreed.
Well,
but before we move on, but before we move over to Canada, I do want to say one more thing about the Falklands and the Argentinians. When Javier Milei first became president, I was kind of joking around with some of my friends, like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if Javier restarted the Falklands War and took the Falkland Islands? I was just joking back then. I'm not so sure that that's going to be a joke for much longer.
Well,
Okay.
there is one benefit.
Sorry, hold on, real quick. Sorry, I gotta step away again. At this point in time, I think I need to give the baby some Tylenol real quick, so I'll be right back.
All right.
So Dale, have you played Pragmata yet?
Not yet.
Oh my God!
Just about everybody
down.
Well, let's just say, just about every person I know that's played that game has saying now they want to start a family.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
What?
Is Capcom's last game, Resident Evil 9, you were a mother protecting a little girl when you were playing as Grace.
Yeah.
And with Pragmata, you're now playing a daddy that's protecting a little girl. What is Capcom trying to do?
There's a meme I'm going to post here that I think is rather fitting.
All right, I apologize, boys.
No worries. We've just been moved on to talking video games.
Yeah, hold on. We're getting ready to start back recording, Z.
Also, there's the meme.
Yeah. Basically, what they're trying to do, load as many ovaries as possible.
So here, okay. So real quick. I just want to say this right fucking now. The number of fucking clips I've seen of Pragmata have been fucking amazing.
Yes.
Just from the perspective of the number of people that are actually just organically sharing the fuck out of it. People are like actually enjoying. First and foremost, a lot of people are actually like straight up like they're drawing the comparison between what's the character's name in Resident Evil? Grace? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Grace Ashcroft, the adopted daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft, who was a journalist for the Raccoon City newspaper and was introduced in the video game Resident Evil Outbreak.
Good to know.
But yeah, so there's that whole thing going on, and it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Sorry, I love Resident Evil more.
No worries, man. Everybody's got to have their foil. Oh, owie.
But yeah, Mike, what were you saying?
Huh? Oh.
What was you saying?
So yeah, just to get back onto the back on the topic that I was. Yeah, babies are amazing, by the way, and I love my daughter, but not conducive to try to record and keep a concise conversation going.
True.
Do you still have your finger?
Yeah, she nommed on me quite a bit.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, have y'all seen one of Leaflet's newer music videos?
No.
Let's just say I think that Slime Girl is going to be very instrumental in fixing the population crisis.
I'll have to go and find it then.
Oh, I'll send it.
Yes, but anyways, back to the topic at hand. So they tried to kill Trump again.
Yes, they tried to kill Trump, and then we have a situation develop with the fact that the narrative You guys notice the narrative shit that started coming out right after it happened?
Yep. Oh, it's
like
not
literally
real,
lock,
blah blah blah.
lock, stock, and fucking barrel, bitch. Fucking send it.
It's the most retarded shit. It's like, this thing that was caught on video, it was staged. It didn't happen. And
Yep.
This thing that it was caught on video. That we have the guy's manifesto, and he's in jail, but apparently it didn't happen.
Like I said, the only time they get their story straight is when they get it out of political playbook.
Yep. Yeah. But then we also have the situation with the fact that CNN. So did you guys see the CNN story?
No.
No, tell us.
See, like a week ago or something like that. Basically CNN headline: "The next assassination."
Oh dear God.
Why?
What they are doing? What they are doing is they're trying to desensitize people to the fact that, oh, this is going to be an ongoing thing. You're just going to have to live with it.
Yep.
And eventually,
Okay, I gotta ask, why in the hell are we allowing CNN to still exist? I mean, yeah, I get it. We have a First Amendment, freedom of speech, and all that other good stuff. But these motherfuckers are acting like the goddamn enemy.
Well, and here's the thing. Is let them dig a deeper grave. If your enemy, don't interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake.
Yep.
Because if they're gonna out themselves, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to desensitize people, and then they're trying to justify it. They're trying to create the conditions where people start justifying that Trump deserves to be assassinated. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if CNN digs any deeper, they're going to crash into Satan's living room.
Well, here's the thing. Let me. I have a video here. I will post it in my links channel. If Dale, you could show the link and everything in the recording. Right. Tommy Kerrigan did a podcast earlier today with Colonel Watkins, Colonel Murray, and Ian Burlingame. And first off, if you guys aren't following Colonel Watkins on Twitter, let me grab that real quick. I thought I was following her. I apparently was not. Just what the fuck? Colonel Watkins is fucking insane, in a good way. This woman has been blowing open a shit ton of the stuff that's been going on from the perspective of the intelligence agency side of it, the IC, the intelligence community side of it. Going back to Gladio and Condor and so on and so forth. And across the board, we're talking a massive string, not just a a small couple year string of events. We're talking 50, 60, 70 years of events where everything connects. In some form or fashion, it connects from here to here, and then it kind of sidesteps, but then it connects further forward, and so on and so forth. This woman is insane. But EM laid out the exact thing that and I agree with it, because it was the same thing I was thinking when I heard a few of the different things that were going on. They're just trying to not just justify, but they're trying to get people on side with the idea of Trump deserves to be assassinated. He deserves to die. You got that. I saw that link you guys shared earlier. where that beer company was like, when Trump dies, free beer all day and yada yada, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. We'll make sure to get you guys first.
Mm-hmm.
Can I point out one little part about Argentina real quick, though, and the Falklands?
Go for it.
Yeah, how the hell is Britain going to stop them? Argentina has more coastal boats than Britain has deep water naval vessels that can actually go out to sea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so here's the thing is that Argentina invading the Falklands isn't necessary when we literally just create the conditions where the Falklands falls within their Syrian influence anyways.
Yeah, I know. It's a joke. I was making a joke. Anyways, sorry. Back to the subject at hand.
Well, other than that, have you guys seen any other dumb bullshit?
Well, what's the name of that video game?
Pragmata.
Thank you. Yeah, people spurging out about that. It's like, okay, we know who to check, whose computers to check now.
Yes.
Oh, people are losing their minds about that.
Yep.
And I don't understand why. It seems like a really, well, for the most part, a wholesome video game. I mean, yeah, it's got action and shooting and shit in it.
People are freaking out because they're making CSAM with AI from the little kid in it.
Oh.
Where is Chippy when you need them?
Yeah. Word chipper.
Yep.
Cut that last part out, please, because my wife is trying to crash the show.
Fair enough. Don't worry, I don't think it was even captured.
But on the topic that we were talking about, yeah, does anybody know what that guy was actually teaching out in California and what grade level? Because I haven't been able to find it.
I don't think so. I think so far it's just known that he's just a public school teacher. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but yes, those tend to be some of the most deranged activists there are these days.
Yeah. Because I've seen the joke going around that he was a high school social studies teacher, but that's been a joke.
Yes.
The scary part is it would make a lot of sense.
Yes. The public school teachers have graduated from trying to chop children's penises off to outright attempted murder.
Yep. Yeah, and then Trump made a very good point when he was talking to the media. I think it was very soon afterwards. This is part of the reason why we need that ballroom built onto the White House.
Yep.
Because the guy had gotten a room at the hotel it was being held at the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already inside.
Like, how do you get a room without being checked? How do you get a room in a hotel in which the president is going to be there the day you're in there without even a cursory search of your stuff to make sure you're not carrying any guns? That seems kind of absurd. Like, there is a repeated pattern of just general Secret Service, like, failure after failure after failure.
Yeah, there was a breakdown somewhere where he was able to get that close with firearms. Yeah, absolutely. But it's, as the saying goes, the Secret Service has to be right every single time. Get it right every single time, where the opposition only has to get it right once.
True.
But yeah, there was a breakdown somewhere.
Yeah, I believe I heard he only managed to shoot a single person, and they're basically fine. Which.
Yeah, he got one of the Secret Service agents in the vest.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes, in a way, it's kind of funny because all these people have such a fucking deep hatred of guns that when they eventually do turn into would-be assassins, they have no training with guns and they just admit they can't hit anyone, they can't do any serious damage.
I know, and they always turn to guns as as the tool for violence.
Yes.
It's like if you hate guns that much, why don't you do it with a knife or your fists or something else? No, you have to go and do it with the thing that you vilify. Well, what's wrong?
Just trying to find more information.
What the? Seriously, Stoner?
You saw that. Now I'm going to have to include this. To all the audience members watching, my apologies, but we saw it, so now you have to see it.
Oh, God. The Bildo. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Communist engineering, my friends.
Indeed.
Come on.
So what all has been touched on today?
Falklands, the Trump attack, the SPLC getting indicted, and Brent crude / WTI and the spread.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the spread. The spread between WTI and Brent is absolutely fucking stellar, to say the least. Mm-hmm. But hey, I just love watching Europeans suffer.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, good Lord, Cat. Sorry.
For once, I think we did the opposite of what we always do. Rather than ramble incoherently about the topics for several hours, we kind of just sped through things. This is, I guess this is WarWolf Podcast's first speed run.
I guess that's what happens when the mutt has an adult job and won't get any free time.
Shut up. Here I am, fucking. It's hilarious for me personally because physically speaking, I feel great compared to, a couple months ago. So I'm loving that. And what's funny is that now I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely want a job where I can actually keep working and actually work rather than sitting watching cameras all the time.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, watching cameras must get tedious after you've done it for like 500 hours. The same cameras, same place.
Oh, dude, it's so mind-bogglingly fucking stupid. It's like,
Don't have to chase the hobos away from the rigs anymore.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been doing that. Unfortunately, that's not even that wasn't even a thing.
Oh God.
Yeah. It'd probably be more interesting if you were like working in a site in Detroit or something. At least then you get to deal with the crazy, the crackheads.
Oh no, then you're in an armored box and you're not allowed to leave it.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, there is quite literally, like, across the board, there's nothing really, like, here's the funny part is, fucking, again, it's just leftists bitching and whining and crying who are like, oh, it was staged. And it's like, okay, bud.
Yeah.
That doesn't even shock me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish it did, but it doesn't.
And now they're making the claim that because they released the manifesto immediately, that then proves it's staged. It's like,
what?
If they didn't release the manifesto immediately, you would have been saying that proved it was staged because they took too long to release it.
Okay. So here's a fun one for you guys, because I just got reminded of it because I saw the little fuckhead. So you guys know the crowd that is currently like being like, oh, the Chinese are just going to trade with the Iranians over land. Motherfucker. Do you know how many tankers it would take? The Chinese have not built a pipeline from China to Iran. Do you know how many fucking tanker trucks it would take to meet the volume that China needs when it comes to their oil flow?
A lot.
Specifically, no, but I can give you a rough estimate in percentages.
We're talking tens of thousands of tanker trucks.
Yeah. Before this all kicked off, Iranian oil exports, it was like 90% of it was through shipping, and 10% of it was by trucking. It was over road. So, I mean, those aren't actual numbers on how many vehicles, but that gives you an idea of how many vehicles it would take.
I'm just saying, like, all of these people, and again, the Chinese are buying the fucking, like, across the board, the Chinese are buying oil from wherever the fuck they can get it. Like, there's not this super duper fucking squeeze being put on fucking China. There's a super duper squeeze being put on the PLA, you fucking retards. But no, China's a monolith. China's a monolith, and everything is a monolith, and nothing can be different.
Yeah.
You fucking imbecilic pieces of shit.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. I don't know if you guys covered it or not earlier because I crashed out. But, and I've not seen it talked about many places, is that we're at global oil production is actually higher right now than before Iran kicked off, because OPEC is agreed to meet anything that Iran was putting out, and then they increased it by a chunk as well. So they're actually selling more than Iran was selling. It just means it has to go around the Horn of Africa if it's going into Europe.
Oh, but. No, fuck you guys.
But yeah, I've not seen that talked about almost anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't stand the fact that so many of these dumb motherfuckers, and I mean the dumbest sons of bitches I have ever fucking seen at this point in time. You got fucking Robert Barnes, you got fucking Steve Bannon, you got fucking Pepe Escobar, you got fucking Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson, oh my fucking god. Tom Luongo has given that man so many opportunities not to be a fucking lemming, and fucking you can't take the company out of the man. Larry Johnson is a company man. Larry Johnson, he's a former CIA spook.
Oh, God.
He's a former fucking spook. And that man, you can't take the company out of the man. Period in a story. He is fucking just constantly proving day in and day fucking out that he is nothing more than a fucking raging retard that deserves to get lambasted for every little fucking thing he says. And Tom has given him no end of fucking chances to fucking reverse course. And now at this point in time, like, when I heard fucking Tom fucking pop off about Larry Johnson in the last market report, I was like, oh shit. Larry finally pissed him off.
What sort of things does he say?
Basically that Larry was just a fucking retard.
No, I mean, what sort of retarded things does Larry say?
Larry he's full on the whole, Iran can defeat the United States and yada yada, all this bullshit. And it's like, bro, war's been over since fucking day one.
The only thing they could have done is sent out radioactive materials, which is why we went in there to tear apart the infrastructure and the governmental organization that could theoretically do that. That was the only thing that kept people from going in there and really wreaking havoc. And we just took that away from them permanently.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, and this is the unfortunate part, is that fucking we have so many people who are convinced that for some reason the United States is just, incapable, that we're completely impotent. And it's like, really? We just didn't fucking, like, did Venezuela not teach you people anything? A lightning strike to no fucking end, where, yeah, sure, the Chinese and the Russians definitely fucking helped us. But even then, even when the dumb motherfuckers with the fucking iglas tried fucking doing shit, they got so schwacked it was unfucking real. And yet, the U.S. is impotent.
Yeah. And actually, one of our soldiers that was down there is the one has gotten in. There was the couple guys in the helicopter that got injured. But the most trouble anybody has had from that, including down in Argentina, is one of the guys that was on the raid used insider information on the online betting system, online bettors, and got arrested for it.
Do you know why? Do you know why he got arrested? And this is a thing that I'd love to challenge EM on, because it's just a simple fact. The reason why he got arrested was because, hey, bud, OPSEC, you fucking dumbass, you fucking idiot. Sure. Like, you can't be fucking doing that. Because somebody sees a $400,000 bet on that.
No, it wasn't a $400,000 bet. It was a $30,000 bet, but the odds returned $400,000 on that.
Ah, okay. That's my bad. But the point is that it's like, yeah, no, fucking, like, I'm sorry, but yeah, you're not getting a you're not getting a bit of preferential treatment in regards to this. Like, sorry.
Yeah. The only thing I can say on the preferential treatment side of it is that shit happens in our government so damn often on the Hill that they should just give him a general discharge and say, go the hell away. You know what I mean? Unless they're going to go after the politicians doing the same damn thing.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, at the end of the fucking day, like, yeah, you can have that mentality, and that's fine. Like, honestly speaking, whatever. And honestly speaking, what's to say that isn't the plan? What is there to say that they don't plan? Because look, the SPLC shit, I'll say this right fucking now. What's the chances that, the SPLC shit goes down, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, a bunch of congressmen are linked to this.
Yep.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least.
And then a bunch of Congress people get fucking arrested for bullshit. And then, hey, we arrested one of our own guys for fucking doing some fucking betting on a fucking top secret mission. Like, we're gonna come after you too, bud.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm just saying.
No, I just find it amusing. Well, I find it disturbing that he would do that. I mean, that's a level of stupidity that's truly awe-inspiring, especially for people with that kind of skill set in the military. But at the same time, man, that is fucking peanuts compared to what the Hill does.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that they're making money off of NVIDIA and some of the other companies. And those are just the ones that are common knowledge.
Oh, Lord. But anyways, at this point in time, I think we just leave it there.
Yep, I think we've covered all our bases for what's happened over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, at this point in time, I don't think there's much more we can fucking cover at this point, because I can say this right now, by the time like Wednesday rolls around, we're definitely going to be in a situation of like, what the fuck is going on now?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully, the world doesn't decide to go absolutely insane, but we'll see.
Yep. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Giabello.